Good evening, Plum here, playing World of Tanks. Now that is an IS. He's top tier. His name is Rico. And he is going to have a blinder of a match here on Ensk. So let's just follow him around the map, see what he can do, maybe learn a thing or two. So, heavy tank. Shall we take it to the city? It always seems like a good idea. Bit of a brawling spot. If you're going to be brawling, you need as much armour as you can possibly get. So he's top tier in his heavy tank. Perfect plan. Got a few heavy tanks coming with him. Watching the mini-map is all good. This is starting off well. BDR spotted down below. Now our GW Panther driver. We've got 2 artillery. He's going to be significant later on. He's also quite a good player. And he's going to get his first kill. There we go. Straight away. So Artie seems to be in safe hands. So we're going to push up through the middle of Ensk. And good map, Ensk. It's nice that it's split in two. There's places for everybody on Ensk. Nobody needs to feel left out. We're pushing up. Come on, waiting for that first contact. Lots of tanks appearing on the eastern flank of the map. And wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. Type 58's appeared. Only a medium tank, tier 6. Lines up a beautiful shot through the crack there. Completely keeps himself 100% safe. That Type 58 was never going to hurt him. And takes at least half his health. Now can Type 58 do a Scooby-Doo and get out of there? Because he is in major trouble. He appears to have no backup. Rico fires one directly into the back of the Type 58 and does no damage. Yeah, go figure. But one of his colleagues does set him on fire. Kemoto in his Type T-34 sets him on fire and destroys him. So at the moment it's going well for our team, but equally so the enemy team seem to have sent a major force over towards the east of the map, and they are starting to destroy us. So it's 4-5, 4-4, the scores are just kind of creeping up side by side. They lose one, we lose one, and Rico here is looking for shots on. And oh look, an IS. Now the IS seems to get spooked, I don't know by what, but he just decides to run. And that gives Rico a lovely chance to plant a nice easy clean shot right into the rear. Unlucky not to do anything further than just damage alone. You see on the map, see our GW Panther right at the top of the screen. He's read the situation, he understands what's going on, and he moves. Not so much for the other artillery, which is just sitting there for some reason with an oncoming tide of red tanks. So we see their artillery, they quickly get wiped out by the team, as you would expect. Now Rico is thinking, what do I do, what do I do, where do I go? And we spot the Tiger P through the train tracks. And there's actually about 3 layers of carriages between us and that Tiger P. Looks like he's just behind one almost there, but trust me, I'll do the reverse angle in a minute and you'll see that they're tucked in behind quite a few carriages, so quite a tricky shot to pull off. And you're probably only likely to do track damage. Now I believe the gun that Rico's using is a tier 7 gun. It's almost identical to the tier 8 gun that you get on the IS, except the tier 8 gun does reload 2 seconds quicker. This one takes 14 seconds. I timed it to work out which gun it was. But it does equal penetration and equal damage. The buff you get from the tier 8 is a 2-second quicker reload, down to 12 seconds. So he's found himself a really tidy, tasty little spot here. There's our friend in the GW Panther on the mini-map. He's coming round, getting himself in amongst the town. Very wise. Oh look, where's our other artillery? He's dead. Didn't read the map. Look at that position he's in. He's covering most of his lower plate quite nicely. Angled well. Very defensive play. Trying to keep himself as fully in this game as he possibly can by maintaining his hit points. There's that pesky Tiger P. We managed to take out the T-150 thankfully. Then we get trouble. The IS on our flanks. Now the GW Panther has moved up to a really smart position here, and how often do you get to shotgun a tank in a game? I've done it only once maybe in a video, maybe twice in my life. Lightning never strikes twice. So our GW Panther has given Rico here the chance to put down the hurt, keep the Tiger P at bay, otherwise he would have had that IS on his other flank and it would have been trouble. He'd probably have to have gone very defensive. Now we've got a Type T-34 85 coming in, medium tank. GW Panther adjusts his position. I'm not sure if Rico's spotted it yet. He's going to feel it in a second. There we go. T-34 gets a shot in. plants his shot in the Tiger P, gets into cover. Then what happens? Wait for it. KV-1S appears. Easy shot on the GW Panther. Rico spots it, moves in, nice shot on the side, saves his GW Panther, and then, oh my god, the GW Panther does it again! Manages the shotgun. Oh, he must be having the best game of his life. And thankfully he's managed to keep Rico completely in this game by keeping tanks off his back and doing his, you know, doing a damn fine job. And unfortunately he gets taken out by the Tiger P. So it's just Rico down here now on his Todd. But at that kind of range, into the lower plate, yep. Pick up your coat, take your hat, you're done. So we're going to move up on the base now. We've got to push towards the enemy tanks that are remaining. Now it's 3-2. And there's their T-34. Oh, you've got to be rubbing your hands together when you get shots like this. Oh, he just notices him too late. So if we take a quick look at the tactical map, what's going on at the moment. Rico's down here, moving this direction. We've got our VK sat here. The enemy IS is here, and they're facing off against each other at the moment, here and here. And Rico's got a decision to make. Does he either A, go this direction, choice A, or does he go this direction, choice B, and go for the flanks of the tank? Hopefully you're all shouting at the screen saying B, B, do B, but you'd be surprised how many players would probably just do A, not really think hard and, you know, think about the consequences of going A. It's not a terrible decision to go and back up your teammate directly and try and get alongside and get shots on, but you know, really, what is the point? This tank here, tier 7, if that was a couple of tiers lower, if it's slightly quicker to get there, then possibly. They're probably not likely to pen you if it's not a TD, but this is a heavy IS, so definitely choice B. Definitely come round to this position here as quickly as you can, lay up and get shots on to the enemy tank and divide his fire. He's then going to have to make a decision, and hesitation, turning his turret, moving his tank around, it's all going to give you a chance maybe to get 2 clean shots into him before he turns his gun on you. You are the greater threat, so hopefully that's what a good player would do. So let's see if he does choose A or B. I think we all know what he's going to choose. Starts to turn his barrel, but sayonara, sucker. Now, we've lost another tank. It's 2-1. Rico here sitting on 4 kills in his IS, and there's a full health IS over there. And Rico could be one-shotted. We're talking average damage roll on the AP shells in this IS at 390 damage. So, and back to the tactical map ever so quickly. Rico is now in this position here. He did get a shot off at the back of the IS, but the IS very smartly, he did, I think he almost predicted where he was coming, and he has taken a shot at the VK and moved off down this street. Our friendly VK has taken a big hit and he's had to retreat. He's got very few hit points left now, and all Rico can really do now is come around this direction and try and assist and do some more damage to this IS as he traverses this road here, chasing the VK down. I think the IS, enemy IS, wants to take the VK out obviously and just have a one-on-one with Rico in an ideal world, and let's see if that's what happens. Manages to plant a shot in the back of the IS, take a bit of his hit points. IS does 383 damage to the VK. He's obviously rocking one of the either the tier 7 or tier 8 gun. IS very purposefully goes after the tier 6 heavy, wants to take him out, and the tier 6 heavy makes a mistake here. He shoehorns himself into this spot where he can just go absolutely nowhere, and there's only one outcome. So here we are, meat and potatoes time. Who wants gravy? The IS versus the IS. Now the enemy IS has got 823 hit points. Rico here has only got 354. But now we're going to see him play really, really smart. He is going to side scrape like Bruce Springsteen, like an absolute boss. He's trying to get the IS to fire at him so he can have a clean shot. That IS, the enemy IS, has got no ground around him that he can retreat to quickly. Takes his shot, does exactly what Rico wanted him to do, nullifies some more of that advantage. Now they're pretty much, if he was lucky, they're both one-shottable. You could do 454 damage with the gun he's got. So if he's lucky, you could one-shot him. But now it starts to become a little bit tense. You start second guessing yourself now, but he keeps a calm head, decides to retreat, give himself some hard cover, make it difficult for the enemy tank to hit him. But as predictable as players are, the enemy tank returns to the same spot again. Unlucky then, didn't aim his shot well enough. He did a snapshot and he was unlucky not to do some damage. The enemy IS is looking, can't get a clean shot. He's got a lovely silhouette in front of him that just makes it really difficult for him to hit Rico here. So this is a good spot. No need to move. You've got the upper hand here. You've got really good hard cover and you can shoot through these cracks in the tank in front of you. Does the business, gets 405 damage into the tracks, into the chassis. And this is what the enemy tank can see. Predominantly it's his friend, the dead T-34. And are we going to have a shot? I mean, look at that angled armour. It's all sort of 10 degrees-ish. It's going to probably be a guaranteed ricochet if he fires them, sure enough. Get a pretty effect. No damage. So Rico now thinks, to hell with this. Let's go on the attack. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He's still thinking, oh, play safe, play safe. He may well come back. And then one of his teammates suggests maybe the IS is now going to go round. This is where it all gets very tricky to predict what's going to happen. If the IS came around that corner all of a sudden now, you know, he'd have him almost side on. Takes his quick clutch shot and doesn't do the business. A bit unlucky. Now here we go. Who's in the better spot here? Definitely Rico. But he manages to bounce. The enemy tank manages to bounce. Who's going to win this? He's played a cracking game up until this point. He deserves to win this. He's done everything right that he needs to do. He's trying to do the same trick again. He's trying to coax that enemy IS into just taking a shot at his sides. I can't tell you how new that player is, Bond 777, because XVM's not working at the moment. It'd be one of those times it would be quite nice to know. So we dilly-dally, we think about it, we start pondering, is he moving off? Maybe by now the enemy player is thinking, to hell with this, I'm going to drive off and go around the flanks. That's what I'd be thinking. So this is a dangerous time now. If he comes around that corner, he's probably dead. Back off, back off. Now maybe some of this might give him additional camouflage, all this foliage here, perhaps. Start to think better of it. You might get an extra second or two of drop on the enemy player if he comes around the corner. He won't spot you ever so quickly if you sit still. But these are big heavy tanks. He'd probably spot you almost at the same time. So then we decide to go around the flank. Now your heart's in your mouth. You're hoping, you're praying he's not lying there waiting for you. And he is there waiting for you. And can you get the snapshot? He does get the snapshot and he does get the kill. Good game, Rico. Let's see how he did in the post-game stats. So here we have his final results screen, and it's a glorious, glorious sight. Gets his ace tanker mastery badge. Also picks up fighter, fire for effect, arsonist, shellproof, duelist, bruiser. He also picks up steel wall due to some nice angling, and high caliber. So surely that is enough to come top of his team. Surely it is. And we sort by XP. He's done 1445. Really, really good high score. Quite a chunk ahead of the next best player in his team, the other IS. And there's the GW Panther. He's well up there too, doing his shotguns. Damage done. He was obviously top, over 4,000. And there's our friend in the GW Panther. He was crucial in that game, enabling Rico to pull out the win in the end. And thankfully, Rico played really smart at the end, and that really was why the team was able to win in the end. Very lucky with his snapshot at the end. Could have missed, could have bounced off his turret perhaps, but he deserved that win, frankly. Obviously did a lot more in the match than this guy, the Bond 77, who was facing off at the end. 2,000 damage done for that guy. Fired 20 shots, direct hit 17. That's really good, because that does take a while to aim that gun. So really making sure he nailed most of his shots. He did have to use some APCR because that's all he was carrying, unfortunately, in that game. He went through his AP. I think get about 3/4 of his supply was AP and a quarter APCR. So we did fire off some premium rounds, but he didn't do it until the end of the game when that's all he had left. So no gripes there. A great match. If you have a great match that you would like to show me, then details in the About tab below on the channel. And if there's anything specific in the replay that you'd like me to pick up on, then please detail it as well in the email, and that way I won't miss it. Because there's quite a lot of information to take in when you watch a replay, and you do miss things sometimes, whether it's something going on the other side of the map, or something in chat, or maybe when you switch rounds, I don't notice that you switch rounds perhaps, and it was crucial that you did, and I don't spot it, and I don't mention it in a replay, and it's kind of, you know, nullifies the point of sending a replay in. So anything that's pertinent, please put it in the email so I don't miss it. Send it in, and there's a good chance at the moment that you'll get it put up on the channel. I've still got quite a few replays to make videos of. I've been receiving quite a few now, and yeah, it's a pleasure to work on them for you. So I hope you enjoyed that match with Rico. A great game. Keep your heads down, drink plenty of water, and I will play again soon. Take care. Bye bye.